participate in this event today. To open this lecture, we invite Professor Firmanza, Ph.D. to give the welcoming speech. Please, Professor.
I think I would prefer interesting dynamic between police departments and KPK. Actually, this is not quite new topic for us because in the past we also experienced the same thing what we have today. If I'm not wrong, this is the third time the tension between KPK and police departments during after the reform era in Indonesia. So back to the reform era, the foundations of KPK. KPK was built by the strong political aspirations and strong willingness of the Indonesian people to combat and against corruption.
I'm sure you'll have many questions for him. So again, I won't take too much time away. One more point, and Tony has warned me that I shouldn't talk too long about his career, and I could, trust me. He has quite an illustrious career. But I will focus on just one thing, and that is that Tony is the institutional incarnation of Hong Kong's experience with fighting corruption. He was with the Hong Kong Independent Commission Against Corruption, by the way, widely regarded as the example in which KPK was built eventually. He was with the agency for 27 years, started almost at the very beginning when it was created, when Hong Kong was still a fairly corrupt territory, and left after the handover as the first Chinese head of operations and deputy commissioner, thereby having experienced all levels of the agency and all levels of the progress of Hong Kong as a territory from very corrupt to one of the least corrupt territories in the world. And so he is a wealth of institutional expertise. He'll tell you a lot of experiences that if he doesn't mention it in his presentation, please ask him about the similar experience of Hong Kong with the current situation in Indonesia.
Colonial government set up one of the world's first anti-corruption agency in 1974. So my first time lucky is that I was able to join the anti-corruption agency shortly after its inception. I worked there for 27 years. So I'm here to tell you that I witness and I participate in seeing how Hong Kong can be transformed from one of the most corrupt places to now generally regarded as a relatively clean place. The whole process I was involved and I was an eyewitness. My second time lucky was that Hong Kong was converted to China. Before that, when Hong Kong was British colony, all the senior officials in the ICAC were British police or whatever. So because Hong Kong was converted to China, I was lucky to be the first Chinese local officer to take up the leadership, the deputy commissioner, which is the highest rank within the internal promotion. The commissioner is always a political appointment. Okay, and then 2 hours documentary. I mean, it would be nice to show to you and then give you a very good explanation about the working of ICAC. Obviously, we don't have 2 hours just for that. But they have a trailer for 5 minutes. Really quite nice to sum up the things about the ICAC. So maybe we can show these 5 minutes first, and then we can then continue to talk.
And I said, I'm sorry, but I can't bear to see those things. Governor came into the hospital and said, Jack, we have a crisis. The only one who can do it.
Recruited serving police officers, and that's how I came to be there.
40年前成立嘅時候咧，已經係賦予嘅。獨立嘅意思咧，就係話佢喺政府嘅架構以外，當我哋係需要做調查嘅時候咧，就算係涉及高官咧，我哋係心裏邊係唔需要有啲乜嘢嘅顧忌。
a junior police officer, and then found that his wealth was exceeding 12 million Hong Kong dollar. That's 1.5 million US dollar. And his salary is how much? 300 Hong Kong dollar per month. So that's about 50 at that time. I'm talking about 1979, 1970s. 50 US dollar a month. And then he can have asset 20 or 30 years of his total income. Yeah? So you can imagine a very junior police officer can achieve this kind of asset. Yeah, and this is the one you have probably read, you saw in the trailer. He's the British police superintendent working in Hong Kong, and then he was found to be very corrupt. People reported to him, and then police are supposed to carry an investigation, and somehow said, well, maybe it's okay, let him go, and then returns to UK, and they said, oh, close the file, he returned to okay, nothing he can do. So that caused an outrage. So that's why you see all these people marching on the street, complaining about police corruption, and we want the return of Peter Gobra. So that was this big demonstration. You know, in old days, we don't have any demonstration at all. Not like now. Yeah, in Hong Kong, every day you have demonstration. So that was the time, this was this trigger point that caused Hong Kong, the government to act, to set up anti-corruption in 1974. So Hong Kong's anti-corruption police to resign. And then afterwards, they marched on the ICAC headquarters. It's not really headquarters, it's our building. We rent a commercial building at that time. And they tried to storm into our office, tried to set fire in the office. And there was a big confrontation. Of course, we have to stop him from getting in. Once they get in our office, then probably they set fire, it's great damage. And they're talking about calling for a strike. So can you imagine how he decided? He decided that, well, we really have to do something about the police. So allegedly committed before this 1977, ICC will not investigate. We want to give a chance to all the former corrupt people a chance for a new life. Okay, so ICC an independent complaint committee for the Capita, and also an operation review committee for the Capita, and then try to build up the partnership with Capita and police. Free advice on consultancy. For example, we should try.
The positive perception on Indonesian politicians, Pak Tony, is around 30%. So only 70% of Indonesian public do not believe politicians. Same in Hong Kong, yeah? I think it's everywhere. In KPK, we have 80% good perception for KPK among the public, 80%. Interestingly, it's the same as the perceptions for the president, 80%, something like that. The police was below that. I think, as Pak Tony has mentioned, that one of the issues that is very important is about how to put this issue into the agenda of government only.
At the moment, I know you talked a lot about systemic issues that need to be addressed, and forming IPCC, etc. But what is the top few you think weak links right now that's still there? Thank you.
To another place, so let's say it's the competition, and if how to face such room, because international transparency has warned that Asian economic community opens a room for that. How is your opinion about it? And then meanwhile,
worse than any corruptor can have, either death penalty, which is very rare we have here, or imprisonment. The case here, we find that maybe most of the corruptors, they have a good facility inside the jail. They enjoy good life. This is not a concept, because we know that the fact that there's
foreign corrupt is that apart from trying to ensure that your government official do not receive bribe, you also control your businessman. If you try to offer bribe in other countries, then you also commit an offense. So try to increase the jurisdiction. But I don't think it worked very well because it's very difficult to try to look into this the foreign corrupt practice.
So my question is, on the carrot side, what did Hong Kong do to fight corruption? Because if we just emphasize on the maybe stick side, when a person is earning $50, I think it could be another source of some factors, push factors for people to engage. So I just wanted to understand how Hong Kong were also using maybe some carrot side to stop corruption. Thank you.
And also education. As a former of commissioner in ICAC, can you share us about strategic and also achievement in ICAC? And second, last year Hong Kong had a political issue, yellow umbrella, and nowadays we have not the same theme about the political issue, but so many people outside there divide into two sides, support KPK and also support the police.
Mediation solve the corruption case.
I don't understand, sorry.
Mediation. Mediation. Can mediation solve the corruption case?
You mean pre-bargaining?
Yeah.
Pre-bargaining.
Mediation is IDR, alternative dispute resolution. Alternative dispute resolution. Can mediation solve the corruption? Because it's in Indonesia still controversial because the theory mediation cannot be penal, but in the fact mediation is often be choosing for the parties. Thank you.
Adanya mengenai polisi konflik dengan polisi negara Anda. Tapi saya tidak melihat atau mendengar bagaimana apakah lembaga Anda itu bisa memeriksa tentara, militer, atau kepala badan intelijen negara. Apakah ada menteri yang sudah diperiksa atau seorang menteri yang diperiksa oleh lembaga Anda? Terima kasih.
Pak Djajadi, thank you. I will give back to
act as a kind of a coordinating mechanism. Yeah?
Is it necessary to have one body for ASEAN? Because like in case of human rights, there is a ASEAN Human Rights Commission. That's important.
I mean, if ASEAN feel that they can have a body which would enhance the coordination, I think they already have ASEAN. They have an anti-corruption agency, no cooperation. Yeah. So this would be something everybody agreed. There's something that needs to be done. Is to enhance the international cooperation in extradition and also in asset tracing.
Is it like